Over a year ago, I went and bought the Fleximounts dual arm monitor mount, and it ran me about $79.99, and now it's running $46.99. What exactly are the features, and is the Fleximount dual monitor mount really worth it? Let's go ahead through some of the features, and I'll give you some of the pros and cons towards the end of the video. The very first feature they discuss is how it's fully adjustable, how it's spring-loaded, and I'll tell you, I've got two monitors on here, obviously, and they're rather sizable, one being 27-inch and one being 24-inch. They have a little bit of weight to them, and I don't find that it drops too often, but every now and then I do need to adjust it. I think that maybe sometimes like a little bit of the pressure comes out of the spring-loaded arms, so I need to readjust it. And then you're gonna have to pop open the access to the actual tightener, and then you got to get an Allen wrench and go in there and tighten it. Now, I made the mistake of actually tightening the wrong way. Usually it's lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. It's actually the opposite direction, I found. The next feature is spacious cable management. Yeah. Spacious? Not really. It can fit up to 3 cables, but it's going to be a tight squeeze when you're putting it in there. So keeping in mind that I run the power cable for the monitor, I run the HDMI cable for the monitor, and last but not least, since I have a webcam on each one of my monitors, the cable goes through that as well. So it's a pretty tight fit. So when you get ready to put it into the encasing, it's got 2 encasings you have to put it inside of, and one of them screws in and the other one just pops on and pops off. It is a real pain trying to get those cables in there because it is, again, a tight fit. But as soon as you get it in there, it's really nice that it keeps those cables up and out of the way, and it gets it to where my office doesn't look all messy. The next feature is that it is hassle-free. Okay, so they say simple installation. For the most part, putting in the arms onto the desk was relatively simple. It becomes a near 2-person job when you're trying to put on the monitors, especially if you want to be safe. You've got some more expensive monitors, you don't want to be dropping that. It's probably a good idea to have a friend to help you out in getting it put on. Again, I got a 27-inch monitor and a 24-inch monitor. I was able to finagle it on there by myself. Had I do it again, had to do it all over, I would probably have somebody help me out because it was a little bit stressful trying to put that up there, worrying if I was going to drop it. The next feature is that it actually has multiple configurations. Okay, so they can go pretty much everywhere coming forward. So it can come forward, but when it goes back, like, it cannot go behind the actual mount itself. So it's almost like 180 degrees. So 90 degrees on each section here that you can bring it in. But obviously, if you've got 2 monitors on here, chances are very likely there's going to be a little bit of a collision. What I would recommend is if you have 2 large monitors, say like 27-inch, you may want to consider putting one in portrait and one in landscape, or one vertical and one horizontal. And that leads over to, of course, the board compatibility. That's the next feature that will allow you to have a monitor from 10 inches up to 27 inches, nothing larger than that. In fact, again, 24 inches and 27 inches, I find it's a pretty tight fit. There's still a little bit of wiggle room. I imagine if I had 2 27-inch monitors, it would be really, really tough. You probably would want to, again, do vertical and horizontal placement in order to actually take advantage of the ability to move these monitors where you would like them. So what are my thoughts about the Fleximount dual monitor mount? Well, here's the very first thing that comes off the top of my head. Is it worth the $47? Absolutely. In fact, I'm kind of feeling a little hoodwinked because I ended up spending $80 for this. Had I waited a little over a year, I probably would have saved a considerable amount of money. So if I had to do it all over again and had to get myself a new mount, then I would definitely pay the $47. It's worth it. Now, one of the cons, I think, is just it's a lot of adjusting for, you know, heavier monitors, and you're gonna have to go back and adjust it from time to time. In fact, I've got my camera mounted onto the actual mount itself instead of my monitor, and every now and then, if I need to adjust that, it moves the arm down, so it's a little bit of a pain in the neck. But for the most part, it's a small inconvenience. As soon as you get it all set, you just have to go in every once in a blue moon, like I'm saying, like every few months, to adjust the positioning. And the other big pro is that it is sturdy as heck. I had mentioned in my original review video about how it was really heavy. Well, it's for good reason. It's holding up 2 monitors, so it's able to hold that stuff in place with 0 issues. So big thumbs up on the Fleximounts. I've had it for well over a year, so this can definitely be something that we can get behind. And speaking of the Fleximounts, you can actually grab or take a look at some of the details of the Fleximounts at our Amazon affiliate link in the description down below. And also, you can see the original unboxing and assembly when you go over and watch this video. And also, YouTube recommends you go take a look at this video. We will see you in either one.